Now joined by Ben Saprella, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Boston. Ben, I appreciate a few minutes of your time here.
Hey, no problem. Anytime.
Well, Ben, so we've got an impending system. This would likely impact the area here based on what we're seeing. It looks like late Friday night, more into Saturday morning, maybe Saturday midday. First of all, got a big system, and you're seeing it there for our viewers on the bottom right-hand side of your screen, on the top right-hand side there of that map. But are you calling this a nor'easter at this point?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. The attributes of the storm, it's energy that's moving out of the northern Gulf and then sweeping up along the southeast coastline and then on up past what we call the benchmark, which is about 40 north and 70 west in terms of latitude, longitude. It's right there, basically roughly about south and east of Nantucket. So just general motions that are classical with a nor'easter type system.
Now, of course, across the Northeast, the first thing we think about when we think about the word nor'easter is the four-letter word of snow. And is there the possibility here in Boston, especially points west, for some potentially significant accumulations this weekend?
Not so much. What we're really absent with this nor'easter type of a storm is, for one, we have an area of low pressure that's up in the Great Lakes region, and that is essentially robbing Arctic air from moving southward behind the nor'easter offshore. Lack of high pressure as well to the north. Just those attributes that you would like to see that would be a part of more of a classical nor'easter, heavy snow type setup. So really for this coming, Friday night into Saturday period, most of the snow, if it does occur, will be mainly wet snow, and that taking place more or less in the north and western portions of Massachusetts on up the high terrain in northern New England.
All right, so at least ski country gets a little bit of something from this. What sorts of impacts are you expecting in Boston itself?
Well, for Boston itself, there's two impacts, really. One is rain, and that rain probably could get moderate at times. But the other bigger impact is that there'll be pretty good onshore flow as the low deepens off the coastline in New England. East-northeast flow could be gusting up to about 30 miles an hour. We're still kind of honing the forecast right now. But with that, windy conditions, they can be hazardous, catch you off guard.
And especially if you're playing football in that kind of weather. Final question for you. A lot of folks out there getting ready for that Patriots AFC divisional game this weekend out in Foxborough, about an hour southwest of Boston. What are you expecting for that game?
I'm going to go ahead and be a little bit optimistic on that game. I think as the kickoff being at about 4:35, storm should be moving well offshore out by Nova Scotia, and during that time the wind should be back to the west, so we should be drying out. There may be a flurry in the air with colder air moving in and maybe some precipitation lingering, but very light at that. Otherwise, just a general overall trend. Temperatures probably around kickoff, we're thinking around 40 degrees. Will slowly drop off into the 30s, but keep in mind with the west winds, and they will be breezy, probably the real field temperature out there will be more along the lines of the mid to lower 30s at the time of kickoff.
All right, we could do worse. I'm pretty sure Tom Brady's somewhere back there doing a fist pump. So, Ben, we really do appreciate a few minutes of your time, and hopefully things stay relatively calm for you over the next little while. That's Ben Saprella, meteorologist with the National Weather Service office in Boston.